very somber. We're dealing with the news. I think we all held out hope to the very last minute.
Tonight, Barnes Air National Guard Base in Westfield remembers one of their own killed in a tragic crash. Good evening and welcome to 22 News at 11 this Friday night. I'm Barry Krieger. Sadness has descended on Barnes Air National Guard Base in Westfield, where fellow pilots and friends are dealing with the loss of fighter pilot Lieutenant Colonel Maurice "Moose" Fontenot. Colonel Fontenot died Wednesday morning when his F-15C experienced an unknown in-flight emergency and crashed in the George Washington National Forest in Western Virginia. Moose served as full-time Wing Inspector General for the 104th Fighter Wing at Barnes Air National Guard Base. He was a combat veteran with more than 2,300 hours in the air. Investigators say he reported an emergency just before his jet descended quickly and hit the ground at a high rate of speed. His body was found in the wreckage 32 hours after the crash. He had not been able to safely eject. Now, Westfield residents, as well as the 104th Fighter Wing, are mourning the loss of their friend, their co-worker, and fellow airman. 22 News reporter Eugene Cho has been following developments in Western Massachusetts since Wednesday and joins us now live from Westfield.
Lieutenant Colonel Fontenot joined the 104th Fighter Wing only about 6 months ago, but with the base being such a close-knit community, the news of his death broke many hearts here in Westfield.
I think we all held out hope to the very last minute.
Our wait staff, the bartenders, myself asking, have you heard anything? Have you heard anything?
For more than a day, the 104th Fighter Wing and Western Massachusetts residents waited, hoping for a good outcome. But a two-day search in Western Virginia ended tragically.
It's sad because the 104th is like a family, and it's a big part of the greater Westfield community.
The 104th Wing Inspector General Lieutenant Colonel Maurice Fontenot died when his F-15C plane crashed in Deerfield, Virginia. Lieutenant Colonel Fontenot joined the Massachusetts Air National Guard about 6 months ago in February. And before coming to Western Massachusetts, he served in many different places, including Washington, D.C., Alaska, and Japan. Now the Western Massachusetts community mourns the loss of an experienced combat veteran.
I think we honor them by supporting the service that each and every man and woman of the 104th performs each day, whether it's in peacetime or wartime. It's a dangerous job, no matter what.
I think when something tragic like this happens, you tend to kind of tuck it inside, and then when you realize that other people are also suffering and they care about you, that makes it easier to kind of let that out, and I think that's important.
Base officials first became concerned Wednesday morning when a tower near Washington, D.C. lost contact with Lieutenant Colonel Fontenot. Here's a breakdown of the last 2 days' developments.
This is a devastating day for the family of our deceased pilot and the members of the 104th Fighter Wing and the entire F-15 community.
32 hours after the initial reports of an F-15 jet crash in Western Virginia, search crews found the body of Lieutenant Colonel Maurice Fontenot.
Upon their initial survey, they discovered that our pilot did not safely eject from the aircraft.
Lieutenant Colonel Fontenot took off from Barnes Air National Guard Base in Westfield Wednesday morning. He was on his way to New Orleans Naval Air Station for his F-15C system upgrade. But by 9 Wednesday morning, he called in an in-flight emergency. Minutes later, radio contact was lost. At around 9:30, there were reports the plane had crashed in a remote, heavily mountainous region near Deerfield, Virginia.
It's not a common occurrence for this to happen, but inherently in our job, it is a dangerous mission.
More than 100 people and several aircraft immediately began the search and rescue attempt. But by the time the crews could safely access the crash site, nothing could have been done to save the pilot. Base officials learned of Lieutenant Colonel Fontenot's death at 5 o'clock Thursday night. 104th Commander Colonel James Keefe told 22 News it'll take at least 3 weeks to retrieve and analyze the F-15's data recorder. Right now, the investigators do not know why that plane crashed and why Lieutenant Colonel Fontenot could not eject safely from that plane. Now, this base, Barnes Air National Guard Base in Westfield, has been around for many decades. Base employees live right here in Western Massachusetts. They play a huge role in our community. Neighbors began grieving Thursday night when they found out that Lieutenant Colonel Fantino did not survive the crash. People who live near the base can hear the F-15s every time the jets take off and land. Many people love and respect what the members of the 104th do for our national security. Westfield residents told 22 News they hope the Fantino family and the base know how much the community is thinking about them.
We are so sorry for your loss, and we're here, and we appreciate everything that he has done for this country and for the community.
Sympathies and condolences are out there to the family because, we knew that they're here to do a good job and keep people safe. That's what it's all about.
104th spokesman Major Matthew Moody told 22 News Lieutenant Colonel Fantino's death is a reminder that the work they do is dangerous, but that they do it to serve and protect our country. The search and recovery mission continues tonight in Western Virginia. The Fantino family has expressed hope that the community will remember him by his commitment to service. Live in Westfield, Yijun Cho, 22 News.